Hello everyone, my name is Ríos and in this reflective video I am going to share how my needs analysis informed the planning, design, and delivery of my unit for my teaching practicum. The objective of this video is to raise awareness and to reflect on how the data collected in the needs analysis contributed to the process of planning and assessing during professional practice. First of all, I did my practice in Centro Educativo Cumelén located in Concepcion. It caters to a diverse student population with various socioeconomic backgrounds. The school faces challenges such as limited space, a lack of a library, and forbidden access to technology during classes. Nevertheless, the supportive community helps address the personal, emotional, and motivational challenges that the students experience. In the second grade high school class I worked with, my 10 students, mostly men, had varying English proficiency levels from A1 to B1 and included individuals with diagnoses such as autism, ADHD, depression, anxiety, etc. This means that they necessitated inclusive and structured teaching approaches. Now I will quickly show you my survey and then detail the results. This was the first part, next parts, and the last two. So the needs analysis provided extremely valuable insights into who my learners are and what they require to succeed. Through surveys, observation, diagnosis tasks, and conversations with the cooperating teacher and students themselves, I collected evidence about their linguistic skills, emotional needs, and learning preferences. The data showed five main aspects: learners' diagnosis, autism, ADHD, etc., emotional needs, motivation and interests, speaking and writing struggles, and finally, different English proficiency levels. The highly heterogeneous nature of the group necessitates differentiation and flexible pathways. This underscores the importance of planning that takes classroom diversity into account. The need analysis directly shaped the way I formulated the objectives of these units, which is outstanding people. Instead of writing objectives only from a linguistic perspective, I ensured they were aligned with what students were capable of doing and what would support their growth. For example, because speaking and writing were identified as weak areas, the objectives emphasized guided production, not spontaneous production. This was lesson 2, lesson 3, 4. And for example, in lesson 5 and 6, I included goals related to expressing ideas through multiple modes, acknowledging that some students might express better through drawing or short written phrases. Additionally, knowing that motivation was low, the objectives included elements of personal connection and creativity, ensuring student activities felt meaningful and engaging. In short, the need analysis helped me write objectives that were realistic, inclusive, and supportive of actual student needs. To adapt the content and materials of the unit, I incorporated visual aids and simplified text to support comprehension. Activities included scaffolding, tools like sentence frames and word banks to assist students struggling with production. Additionally, predictable routines and visual schedules were implemented to support students with autism and benefit the entire class, as indicated by CAST. Since motivation increased when students connected to creative tasks, I adapted certain activities to include drawing, designing, and expressing opinions about personal interests, as indicated by Nation and McAllister, who mentions UDL. I also ensured materials that were flexible. Students could choose between writing, speaking, or illustrating their ideas depending on their comfort level, as indicated by Richards, also mentioning UDL. To ensure accessibility for all learners, I implemented differentiation aligned to universal design for learning. I employed tiered tasks for varying levels of complexity and offered different levels of scaffolding based on individual learning needs. Flexible grouping was utilized, allowing students to engage individually, in pairs, or in small groups depending on their comfort. For students with special needs, particularly those with autism, I ensured predictable lesson structure, provided visual cues, and offered low-pressure participation options. These strategies ensured meaningful engagement for every student, addressing diverse learning styles and needs. Then, for assessment, informed by the needs analysis, the choice of assessment methods prioritized formative assessment over traditional assessment due to identified student struggles. Various modalities allowed students to demonstrate understanding through oral answers, written tasks, drawings, and role plays. Tools such as checklists, exit tickets, and reflection prompts tracked progress while minimizing anxiety. Supportive feedback emphasizes effort and gradual improvement, facilitates accurate portrayal of students' learning, and lowers emotional barriers to participation. Through the need analysis, I identified key cultural and linguistic factors affecting students, primarily from those who come from a Spanish-speaking home with minimal English exposure. For this, I visually supported instructions and emphasized them along with culturally relevant activities linked to students' daily lives, such as music and personal identity, to foster participation. Avoiding cultural biased materials contributed to a respectful and inclusive learning environment where students felt represented and more willing to engage. Reflecting on the unit, the strategies implemented were successful in my opinion, utilizing a predictable structure and visual aids that enable students with autism to participate confidently, and creative tasks that boosted motivation and engagement among the reluctant students, while differentiation through tiered tasks allowed students of varying proficiency to experience success. However, there is a need for improvements in scaffolding, time management, and consistency of feedback. My future lessons will require more solid guidance for slower learners and extension tasks for faster finishers, alongside enhanced feedback routines for personalized assessments. This semester of teaching practice, I discovered that needs analysis is a powerful tool that transforms instructional design by fostering a deep understanding of learners, leading to more engaging and effective lessons. Additionally, I recognize that teaching requires ongoing adaptation to meet the diverse emotional and linguistic needs of students, which is crucial for a positive learning environment. Moving forward, I aim to enhance my skills in differentiation assessment and classroom management while maintaining a commitment to inclusive and learner-centered teaching, where every student feels valued and capable of success, making sure no one is left behind and everyone gets a chance to learn English. Finally, these are the references I use for my needs analysis and the ones I shown in my presentation to exemplify and justify my strategies. Thank you for watching my reflection for Hito 3.